nature of this story is that I have been involved in the struggle for the freedom of our people throughout my life. And one time I told my people that if in the 80s, when I was still a young man, in my early 30s, I fought in that war. And if freedom of our people is flouted by some arrogant fellow, then I will not hesitate to take up arms again. What happened on the 15th of December, I think, shocked the world. Because South Sudan was a new country that was presented to the world as a gift in the 21st century. And we were very lucky that we were born at such a time of historical development in the world. And we should have been able to learn from the countries that were born before us. But unfortunately, this was not the case. Unprecedented crisis gripped the country. And for the last 9 years, we had nothing even to explain to the world as to what had happened. When the international community had demonstrated its willingness to help us, and billions of US dollars were poured in, which could have changed the entire landscape of the country for the better of its people. This never happened. It never happened because of a circus, a group of people who have no conscience, who believe that the lives of cows are better than the lives of human beings. And that explains why, if you go to any part of the South today, you will not see any infrastructure, you will not see schools, you will not see anything worth talking of. But this circus of a Sicilian mafia operating in Juba, as ministers, as president, as what? You go to their neighboring country, you get their splendid villas and mansions, while our people are dying. So the genocide imposed on our people on the 15th of December must be seen against this background. Because the president could not explain why the country had now descended on an abyss. His people were extremely poor. Yet the country was laden with numerous resources. We have oil, we have gold, we have uranium. Name it. But how come we cannot even afford clean and potable water? Why are these people sending their children to the neighboring countries, to the best schools? Yet, even our universities are just glorified high schools, not universities. Yet we have the money. We could have built some of the best universities. So the problem, the major problem, is not the two tribes, Dinka and Nuers. A Passat kind of plan was worked out by the president and his group to find a scapegoat for the crisis in the country. And the easiest way was to pick on the Nuers, because they are the second largest group in the country. They were lucky that some of them were militias in Khartoum, and then they went back to the south and were integrated. And they were in the armed forces and in some of the places. So now they were blamed for what had happened in the country. A country that we ourselves would not be able to know what sort of a state do we have in this country. Is it the same state which some other African countries and those in Europe, in Latin America have built or not? And we found that the state we had inherited from the north was a state that was operating on the systems that favored the rulers in Khartoum.